I recently installed solar panels on my roof, and I'm going to share my project from start to finish. First, a huge thank you to my brother. I didn't know what I was doing at the beginning of this project, but he's an excellent engineer working in the solar industry, and he walked me through each step. Without his help, I probably wouldn't have tackled this project, but I'm really glad I did because I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm hoping to share that with anybody else. So here we go. The permitting process was actually two separate applications. One, an interconnection permit through my utility, and two, a work permit through my township. What really simplified the process here for me was using a service called Greenlancer. Greenlancer provides really fast and affordable permitting and engineering plans for PV systems. So I started by taking all my measurements, deciding on all my materials, and then I submit that, and I believe within 24 to 48 hours I had a professional permitting plan and a structural engineer stamp, which my township required. So this plan checked all the boxes for the utility application and the township application, and really recommend that. I'll share all my materials and costs at the end of this video. We're up here on the roof finally. We're putting some flashing on today and the racking. As you can see, if you show here, what we've already done, we put the top rack on. The first step is the flashing. We're using a flash foot too. So I'll show you in a minute, but we slide this underneath the asphalt shingle and then we screw it in. We put some roof caulk in, put a screw in, and then this piece will just slip right on, and that will be what the racking will rest on. So we're doing all the flashing first. We put one rack on, we'll have 3 more to go. So I'll show you how to do it. In terms of spacing the flashing, we're doing every 4 feet. So we started out by trying to find a joist. We measured from inside the attic, and we also pounded out with a hammer on the roof to try to feel it or hear it. And then from there, we strung a line from end to end. We started with both ends, and we are measuring every 4 feet, and that's where we're gonna try to hit a joist and put the flashings. Attaching the racking is pretty straightforward. Once the flashing is on, you rest it on top of the flash foot, and then you use these awesome little T-bolts which tighten into place. You slide them down, they clip into the racking, and then when you screw it, it tightens into place. All the racking is on now, which feels great. We're now ready for panels. What I'm going to be installing next is called a solar deck. This is the point at which we actually penetrate the roof deck and go into the attic with the wiring. So I'm going to outline this, make some cuts, and install it. I'm going to be trying to fish these 5 wires through my 3/4 inch conduit from the roof down into the attic, through the solar deck to a junction box, and then down out the back side of my house. So I've taped them together. I fished a wire, or I fished a rope through already, and I'm going to tie it to that and pull. And this is the other end where I pulled it through from the attic into the combiner here. Okay, so all the wire is now fished through. As you can see, we have 10 gauge coming out of the attic from the roof, and then we have 2 gauge between the combiner on the left and the disconnect on the right, as well as the disconnect down into the basement where we will tap into a junction box. All right, we're using the IQ8 N-phase microinverters. Excellent microinverter. Converts all your electricity from DC to AC right at the panel level. Modular system, low voltage on the roof, high efficiency. We just clip it in like that. And then we take this guy and we put it on the railing. With a nice little T-bolt. And we're now ready to attach the wiring to the panel. We have all the microinverters on the rack, and now we're going to connect into the solar deck. The wiring is all attached to the microinverters. We've clipped them in, and we put zip ties around each one.
So right now we essentially have plugged up the microinverter. The microinverter is now booted. But the wires are a little long, so we'll have to do a little bit of wire management to make sure that the wires stay nice and up off the roof.
So then this is also a T-bolt. It slides down in. It clips into the racking. And tightens. Success. Got all 24 panels on today. Feels great. Everything is wired up. The combiner, the disconnect, we've got the fuses in there, and we've got the ground wire attached. We're all set to go. We just need the inspector to come clear us, and then we will flip all the switches and we will be generating electricity. We're totally done. I passed inspection for my township. I received approval to operate through my utility. So now we get to turn the system on and put it to work. I'm thrilled with how the project turned out, and I learned a lot throughout the process. I also plan on sharing a video with some more performance data after I have it, so if you're interested in that, subscribe and stay tuned. I'm in the Enphase Enlighten app right now, which shows production and consumption. This is my live status right now. I'm producing 7 kilowatts. It's middle of the day, sunny day. Here's a summary of my day yesterday. I produced 54.8 kilowatt hours on the day and consumed just about 25. So I net exported 28.8.